Hey guys, how's it going? Got another any match for you today, and I'm just using no, this is actually my new team. What am I saying? This is the team. I'll explain it to you. I should have put more time into the preview, but just gonna say his team is full of threats, and then on to my team. It has the Garbodor and the Pillow Swine to set up hazards, the Skuntank and the whatever it is, Misdreavus, just to kill like the thing right there, the Masharna, and then Misdreavus is just for Sock, and then a bunch of threats in NU, and just to kill to kill one thing with Destiny Bond, and just all that good stuff. And then my two sweepers, after I get my hazard set up, are Kangaskhan and Ludicolo. I have changed the team a little bit, but anyways, let's get into this. So I'm leading off with my Piloswine just to get up the rocks immediately, as he leads off with his own Piloswine, which is pretty awesome. He goes into his Ludicolo, and I know he's going to set up the rain, so I'm just going to phase him out with Roar. I do have Roar on my Piloswine and my Skuntank to throw people off guard, and it really does, and it's awesome. And here I just went for the Earthquake, not trying to over predict or anything. He had no real reason to go into Ludicolo or Swellow, so they're pretty much a safe play. And he goes into Ludicolo now. I'm like, okay, let's go into my own Ludicolo to take a hit pretty well. But he goes for the Giga Drain, which I was not expecting. I was actually expecting Surfer Hydro Pump, but whatever. We're probably going to be the same set, but it turns out that he is going to be the timid set, because he does end up outspeeding me both of these two turns. It's either that, or I just got unlucky with the speed hacks, speed tie, which is probable, because I never ever win speed ties, especially with my Kangaskhan and Zangooses. That's the one that makes me mad the most. Oh my gosh, whatever. But I go into my Kangaskhan now just because I'm like, okay, maybe I can get a sweep going. Probably not, but because he has two things to take physical walls extremely well. One of them being this Piloswine, and I'm like, okay, let's go out into my Misdreavus to take this thing on really well. Can't do much to this at all except for the Icicle Crash, and I am physically defensive, so that's not going to be doing anything. I did not want to over-predict him to go into a Swallow. I don't know. I went for the Destiny Bond just because I have Destiny Bond, Shadow Ball, and then support moves, which is pretty much the standard Misdreavus set, except Will-O-Wisp over Destiny Bond usually, I believe. Sometimes Taunt is somewhere in there, but whatever. I go into my Skuntank now. Thinking he would switch, I go for the Roar. Wow, I really did think he would switch or something, predicting the Sucker Punch, but wow, I'm so surprised I lived a Facade. That is crazy. I am max HP, but still, and now I just go for the Sucker Punch, not wanting to switch into anything, because my Garbodor is specially defensive, and my Misdreavus cannot do anything to him. So I go into my Garbodor now, and everyone says, don't use Toxic Spikes, don't use Toxic Spikes, but I absolutely love them if they don't have a poison type, which not a lot of people do outside of Skuntank and like grass and poisons. Like if you kill the Skuntank, then Toxic Spikes are really fun to use, especially when I'm using sub-disable Kangaskhan, because I can whittle things down with the Toxic, and instead of getting Spikes damage, they are getting Toxic damage, and if you have two, it's racking up, especially on Alomomolas and Tangelas, and if the what's-its-face doesn't have Heal Bell, the Masharna, I don't know, I like Toxic Spikes, whatever. Explain that while I died, and I go into my Kangaskhan now. Let's see how this plays out. If I were him, I probably would have gone into my Liepard right now. I'm not sure if I showed him my set yet, but I know he was probably fearing the fake out, but still, I probably would have gone into Liepard. You cannot get O-code by fake out, and I just disable his Psychic right there and see what he's gonna do. I can just sub, and he's either gonna have Signal Beam or just have Calm Mind and all that stuff. And if he does have Calm Mind and if he does have Signal Beam, he probably doesn't have Heal Bell, which is always good. So that means he won't be able to get rid of the Toxic, so he will be getting that residual damage every turn, which is always good. And here I'm just like, okay, I did not want him to heal Bell. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go for the return, see what happens, see what goes down, and I do go for the return. Luckily, very luckily for me, he goes for the signal beam, and sorry about my sniffles this game, it's pretty annoying, but whatever. And so I'm going to be able to take him out with another return, and that is just awesome. His disable ends, doesn't even matter, whatever. And so here is pretty much the turn. Not even a turn of epicness, it was just pretty cool, I thought. He brings in his Lipard, and I'm like, okay, Lipard, what you want to do? Get poisoned, all that? And so I go for the unprotected, what the heck? Okay, there we go, lag or something, I don't know. I go for the unprotected focus punch, and he goes for the Thunder Wave, not the foul play, not the swagger, not the sub, and not the encore either. Oh, and that's another reason I didn't sub, or actually, never mind. Never mind about what I just said. Forget it. I went for the unprotected focus punch, and I win. So that is a pretty good game. Good game indeed, very good game. And leave a like if you enjoyed that close game, and if you like this team or have any suggestions for it. I'm trying to get the 2 best sweepers. I'm not sure if I want to take Kangaskhan off, but I am open. So if you have anything to replace Ludicolo or Kangaskhan, I'm looking for 1 physical and 1 special. So yeah, and I know all of you guys are gonna say sock, all of you, but I don't want you to say sock. So say something else. Goodbye.